my urge to people is that there's a calling in our life that's bigger than that, than making money and being able at 45 years old or so to kick your feet up and not have to work anymore. And I look at these guys and I tell them I love them, and I really mean that. And I remember the next thing I said was, I'm crying at this point. I think I've said about maybe
there's a lot of people crying.
I think I got about 2 sentences out, and I'm crying, and it's a struggle to get the words out. But I remember telling those guys, I said, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on a plane with you guys, and that plane fired up its engines and started taking off, and I wrestled that whole flight. And I said, I can't tell you how many times this happened. I wrestled that whole flight where if those engines go out on that plane and I've got 2 minutes to stand up on that plane and yell something at you guys, and I've got 2 more minutes before we're all dead, I said, what in the world am I going to say to you guys? And that's the first thing I ever remember saying, because I'd been thinking it. I'd been thinking it all morning, and I'm going to tell you right now, just like that whole morning, I didn't know what I was going to say to those guys. But I got up there and I said some stuff, and I guess, I don't know, maybe it was all right. If it was the Spirit of God, then it was really good. But to this day, I think about that. What in the world would I say to those guys if the engines of that plane go out and I've got 2 minutes left? And I don't know what I'd say. But I believe that if I stood up and said something, I think the Spirit of God would speak through me, and something, what needed to be said would be said. But I said that, and then there's a big blur for me. I don't really know what I said, but I remember that I very clearly, I don't know if I yelled it or what. I don't know what it sounded like coming out of my mouth, but I told every guy in that room that Jesus is the only way, and that we will all die, and that Jesus is the only way to heaven, and that it's real, and that this is happening, and that the words I'm speaking are true. And beyond that, I got to tell you, that's as far as I can go, is explaining what I said, because those are the only 3 things that I remember.